All right, guys. So make sure everybody has their phones on mute. I hear some people, but what's up, guys? So I just got a pallet today. We end up having to get a U-Haul because I didn't have enough space in my car. So there's a U-Haul over there, and we got a pallet. So with the pallet, we paid $1,000 for the pallet. And I'm trying to turn the screen around so you guys can see. Everybody put their phones on mute, please. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see this? Yeah, somebody's still not on mute, guys. All right, so here is the pallet. All right, everybody mute your phones, please. All right, so here's a picture of the pallet. Well, actually, not the pallet. We didn't have the pallet, so we took everything off the pallet, and I paid $1,000. So I was supposed to pay $1,300, but since I've been sending people over to that location to get product, then they gave it to me for $1,000. So I paid $1,000. When we look these up, it retails for way more than $1,000. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys some of our items and what we got on there. So this is the first item that we got. Let's see. This is some floors, right? Some vinyl flooring or whatever. This is from Amazon. So what they told me happened was that this came to Amazon, but it was damaged. So Amazon didn't want to take it. So there's nothing wrong with it. The packaging is just damaged. So like I said, when we looked this one up, it was for, I want to say $40. So $40.48. So that was that. This one, we have the mini blinds. So the mini blinds went for $31.50. So all you would have to do is look on here and you'll look for a barcode. So you look for the UPC number, you put the UPC number in on Google and it'll tell you how much that one's going for. So we came over here to this one. This one has not been opened, but as you see, this is kind of damaged. So they just went ahead and put it on a pallet. So that one went for, let me see, it went for $109. And then these right here are going to be the money makers. So these are some air conditioners, and I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, so it's super hot out here. And these are going to be the money makers. So when we looked these up, they went for what was it? Let me see. I had everything written down. So this one went for $400 on Amazon, and we have 4 of these. So we have these 3 right here, and then we have this one right there. So altogether, we have 6. These also went for $450 on Amazon. Of course, we're not going to sell them for $450. And then last but not least, this was the big money maker. It went for $839. So when we looked this one up, let me see the screenshot of it. Where's the screenshot of it? All right, so when we look this one up, it's $839. So like I said, I paid $1,000. I paid $1,000 for the whole pallet. That item, alone was $839. So when you go to the pallet warehouse, I have that. All right. So that item alone can help me make my money back for hold on, guys. So that item alone can help me make my money back. And that one was right here. So when you go to the warehouse, what you're going to do is put the UPC number in. So this is the UPC right here. And you type that in and you put that in on Google, and then it will tell you exactly how much the item is going for. So when we put that UPC number in, we got it right there. It's $839. So like I said, I paid $1,000 for the pallet. So with the pallet, we went and I didn't have enough space in my car. So we end up getting a U-Haul. And right now we're gonna go and list this on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. We're also gonna list it on, yeah, those main two, those are the two that I like. So you can just go on OfferUp and list it like that. Before we move on, does anyone have any questions about, let me flip the camera. Anybody have any questions about that pallet specifically? Or any questions about pallets in general? All right, what's the question? All right, any questions? Has anybody purchased a pallet before? Anybody wanting to purchase a pallet before? Let's see what the chat says. Are there different types of pallets? Yes, so there's definitely different types of pallets. That specific pallet is, I had 6 air conditioning units on that pallet. But there's definitely different types of pallets. There's shoe pallets, there's clothing pallets, electronics. Sometimes you don't even have to buy the pallet. You guys can definitely just go on like govdeals.com. So if we go on govdeals.com, you guys can look for cars on there. There's shoes on there. So you don't have to buy by the pallet. You guys can buy boxes of stuff, or you guys can buy up to truckloads. So I found a place in Phoenix I'm actually gonna go check out, and they sell truckloads. So when you start buying into the truckloads, that's when you're really gonna start making the profit, because the more you buy, if you're buying in bulk, then you guys will get more of a discount. Okay, so how do you spell the website? So it's govdeals.com. So govdeals, let's go on there. Deals. All right, so it's govdeals.com. If you go on GovDeals, somebody's phone's not muted and we can hear the background music. But if you guys go on govdeals.com, you guys can find cars. What else can you find? Shoes. That's where me and Chris found the computers at. What are some of the better marketplaces to flip your pallets other than Amazon or eBay? Is eBay a good marketplace to sell on? Somebody's phone's not muted, guys. So I don't use eBay or Amazon. I use OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. You guys can use Mercari. I just purchased 3 boxes from We Bargains in June. I've only received 1 box. I'm in Miami, Florida. Is there another? Yes. So in Miami, Florida, there is 305 liquidation. Let me see if I can pull it up on Instagram. The 305 liquidation just opened, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and they are partners with Pallet Kings. So Pallet Kings is another warehouse that is in New York, but they partner with 305 liquidation. So let me turn this around. This is 305 liquidation. So they're open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's 305 liquidation. And they have Target pallets there. So this one, let's see. Target pallets in stock, 100% brand new. And they posted that 5 days ago. So that's for 305 liquidation. And then if you guys are in New York, you guys can go to Pallet Kings. I'm trying to think of other locations I know about. If you guys are in California, you guys can go to Via Trading. That's where I went. Another question says, if you were to go in on pallets with siblings or family, what do you suggest the split from profit be? How would you in particular go about deciding? It depends. For me and Chris, when we went in, he purchased the product and I was doing the work, but he purchased the product. So of course he was making more money than what I did. And because he put up the money and I didn't have any money, so I was getting paid per shipment. So I think I want to say it's like $75 per shipment that I did. But it depends on if you guys are going half or not.
I'll take the dirt. I watch Nifty and the old dirty bastard.
Aubrey, get up. Get up.
And a Homer, please.
I'm sorry?
And a Homer.
So, a dirt, old dirty bastard, and a homer. Anything else?
All
That
right.
would be it.
What?
Hey, excuse me, somebody's phone is not on mute. Let me see if there's a way I can do it.
Keep your dress down. Because your dress is not supposed to be up.
It would be like.
Yeah, I'm trying to mute it as, I don't know how it's not working.
Yes. About. Oh.
All right, let me go mute everybody. Give me 1 second, y'all.
I am.
All right, so it looks like everybody's muted now. I do apologize about that. So if you guys are in California, here's a location. It's called Panchito's Pallets. You guys can definitely go on Instagram and follow them. And if you guys are interested, we are going on a pallet tour on Saturday. If you're in California, me and Ace, he teaches the real estate class. We are going to go on a tour. So you guys can come with us before, if you guys are not comfortable with purchasing pallets. So that is that location. Now let's see what other questions you guys had. Let me turn the camera. Any locations in Louisiana or nearby. So if you guys are looking to purchase pallets, then you guys would search liquidation warehouses near me. So you guys can do that either for on Google, or you guys can also put it on Facebook Marketplace. So when I go on Facebook Marketplace, I am going, when I go on Facebook Marketplace, then I can search liquidation pallets where, or near me, pallets near me, things like that. Now, I want you guys to be careful because people have been getting scammed off Facebook Marketplace. So if you go search liquidation warehouses near me and then a location pops up and they ask you to DM them and send them a Cash App or a Zelle or anything like that, please do not do that. Do not send the Zelle, do not send the Cash App. You guys should be able to go to the physical location and find it and go and purchase in person. Only time you would order online is if they have a website, you know, because if they have the website and you use your card, you can get your money back if any scams happen. If you use Cash App, if you use Zelle, you're not getting your money back 9 times out of 10. So let's go on govdeals.com. Let's see. All right, so if you go on govdeals.com, you type in, just say you want to type in Nike, press search, and you can click here. So you can see there's a lot of 52 pairs of Nike football shoes. The starting bid is $100. The current bid is $170. The minimum bid is going to be $180. All right, so you would have to sign in. You would have to read it. So it says it's unused. So that's a good sign, because a lot of people think with flipping pallets, the items have to be used, they're old and things like that. It tells you what sizes are in here. And then it tells you all the sellers' information. So it's going to be University of Pittsburgh. This is the person to contact if you have any questions. Here's the address where you will have to pick it up. Most of the items for sale or used may contain defects not immediately detectable. So it lets you know how you guys can pay for this, to calculate the taxes. And then it showed you guys pictures. So you just click on the pictures and you guys can see what they have available. So that's GovDeals. So we can type in, let's just say we typed in Mac. I'm sorry, let's type in Apple. So when you type in Apple, you'll see what they have available. So they have a lot of computers. The starting bid is $2,000. The minimum bid is $2,100. And you go down here and you see exactly what they have available. Now, when you read in the description, you want to make sure you read it once, read it twice, read it again, because you don't want to just get into this without knowing what you're getting. So this is exactly what we did. We came on here and we got these computers. So I think there's some more chat questions. Let's see. Where's the at in California? Sorry if you already asked. So the tour is going to be in Southern California. If you follow me on Instagram, it's at AshleyJ93. It's going to be in Ontario, California. What are the top 3 most profitable online sites to order from? I don't know the top 3, but the ones that I particularly like is, I love GovDeals, either direct liquidation, or you guys can use liquidation.com. Some people love bulk.com. Some people hate bulk.com. But I have a course and it gives you 20 different websites to order from. Can you walk us through the right way to list our items? Is there any other websites to search from? Yes. So we are going to do, let me see here. All right, so we're going to go into listing in 1 second. So let's just make sure that we got all the information we needed from GovDeals. Now, if you also wanted to type in, like they have cars on here. So some people, what they're doing is they're getting cars. Let's just say that they got a Charger. Right, so sometimes these are police auctions. The police took the cars and then people come on here and they purchase them and they get a discount. So you guys can also purchase cars on here. I know this is called flipping pallets, but you guys can come on here and still purchase. Now, if you want to go on, let's see here. Another website to order from is going to be bulk.com. So it might take you guys some time to find the products, but that's okay. Like what I did today, I'm going to be sending out a video a little bit later, but what I did today was I literally searched liquidation warehouses in my area and I went and went to the location.
Now you guys can list them. We're going to talk about listing in a second, but you guys can list them on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, your social media. You guys can make a Shopify store. That's exactly what me and Chris did. We made a Shopify store called iMac Masters, and we made our own website and we sold them like that. So here's another one. It's called bulk.com, and you guys can search whatever you're interested in. If you're looking for general merchandise, you click that and it'll show you what they have available. So to me, this doesn't look interesting at all. So I definitely wouldn't get this. And that's okay. You don't have to get everything that you see. I don't like general merchandise, so we're going to go to something else. Let's go new. Some people only want to sell new items, which is perfectly fine. And then you would just click on it and see if it's something that you like. Doesn't look interesting. I'm from New York. I'm trying to go to Pallet Kings or Twin Palace this weekend. When can I go? Can you confirm that I get to choose a pallet I want and they'll give it to me? What? They'll give me the time to go through it and the barcode location. How do you usually take? Okay, so Kat, there's no rush in getting a pallet. Not at any location that I've been at, and I work with Pallet Kings often, so I never seen them rush anybody. But you guys can simply just send them a DM and let them know. You guys can simply send them a DM and let them know that, hey, I'm coming on Saturday or whatever day you plan on coming. Are you guys going to be available? Just send them a DM. How to price your items, what we should look for when we're buying pallets online. So let's go on. It's hard for me to do this on the phone, but let's go on. This is where you're going to list your items. Let's go OfferUp. Oh, why is it not working? All right, so when we're going to list our items, we're going to just take a screenshot. You guys can either take your own pictures, or you guys can just screenshot a picture from the website and then use it. So if you find something on Amazon.com, screenshot that picture where it shows the price. You're going to cross out the price, and then you're going to use that on your own. So let's see. All right, so I don't know what's going on. So if you guys want to learn how to list your items, we're going to go here. Look at our pictures. All right, so you just took a picture. You took a picture off Amazon. So let's just say this came on your pallet. You're going to use that. It says $98. We can use this as our picture, and we're going to cross it out and put $70 so that they know that they're getting a deal. And you will simply put in the description that we use on, you can copy and paste the description from Walmart if you wanted to. In the heading, you just put what item it is, the Hyper Bicycle 12-inch boy speed bike, and then you just cross it out. If you don't want to take your own pictures, if your items are still in boxes, you guys can definitely do this so that they know that they're getting a deal. Now, I simply just went on Walmart.com, screenshotted this and crossed it out. using, I think I use Snapchat, just cross out the price and then put your price there. So it lets them know that, hey, this is the deal. This is where I found it. I found it on Amazon or on Walmart at $98. You guys can find yours for get it for $70. So that's exactly what I would do. And then I would just go list this on OfferUp. Now let's share some more content of what we did today. Actually, let's go to videos. So what other questions do you guys have? Oh, let me share the videos. Here's a guy that I found today. So when I went to go get my U-Haul, there was a guy sitting there and he was saying that, hey, I bought a pallet too. And I'm like, how do you know I got a pallet? And he was like, oh, I follow you on Instagram. So I talked to him today and he said that he's on his 7th pallet. So he's been doing this. This is his 7th pallet. He bought 3 pallets today. So he's been doing this. He bought 4 pallets before. This is his 7th one. So he bought 3 today and he sent me a picture of him doing this. Now, he says that he just lists them on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace and that he's been running out of space. So he also got a storage unit. So you guys can definitely get a storage unit if you guys want to, or you guys can just sell the items, put the items in your garage. Like I have the items in my garage right now. And then, excuse me, I'm going to just put them on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, or sometimes your social media. Never underestimate the power of social media. When I had my hoverboards, my very first pallet, I sold some of them on my social media, like, hey, who wants a hoverboard? And at that time, my social media was just filled with people who went to school with me, or they used to work with me, or family or friends. So that's, in that case, I pretty much knew everybody on my social media. Now, if you don't know people, you definitely want to link up at, safe places. You're going to link up at the police station, Walmart, wherever you guys want. I just signed up today. I'm pumped and I'm looking to jump in. I'm in Vegas and would like to know, are there any tools we need outside of what's listed in the course? So no, just make sure that you pay attention to the course, because in the course, it shows you, you have to pay attention to little things. Like when you're reading something online, if it says, if it just says a box of phones for sale, you want to make sure that, it doesn't say that the screens are cracked, that they need repairs, because I lost $4,000 doing that. So if you're in Vegas, there's a place called Vegas Liquidation. You can definitely check out. So with Vegas Liquidation, it says that they're open Monday through Friday. And let me see what time. So for Vegas Liquidation, if you want to check them out, the address is 4460 East Cheyenne Avenue in Las Vegas, Nevada. The phone number is 702-451-1000. And then you can go check them out. Now, if you don't see anything that you like, you don't have to purchase. I think that's where we go wrong a lot of times. People rush into flipping pallets and then they end up losing money. The way that people lose money the most is not reading the descriptions before buying, not knowing what category you guys are buying from. So if you're buying a customer return pallet, there is a chance that some of the items will be damaged, which is, I had a few damaged items and you can still make money, but I don't want that to stop you guys from getting started, right? So if you buy a pallet and there's a few broken items, don't let that stop you. I still made a lot of money when I had like 4 or 5 different damaged items on my pallet, because you have to think, sometimes these pallets come with, 40 different items. So just don't let that stop you. And if you came in late, we're going to show you guys again. It was a little loud earlier, but this is exactly what I got on my pallet. So I paid $1,000 for this pallet, and this item alone we looked it up. It went for $800 on Amazon. This one was for, I want to say $450. This one was 400, and then these were for $450. Now, then I also got these things. It's like a rack, and then I got some vinyl flooring too. So this is exactly what came on my pallet. So now I'm not going to take a picture of this. I'm just going to use a screenshot that I took from Amazon showing the price, like I just showed you guys with the bike. And we're going to list that on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. Don't just list it on one. So I'm going to show you. I don't know if you guys can see what these are. 1 second. So it's called No Fooling, All Cooling Portable Air Conditioner. So I live in the Arizona heat. You can see we live in Scottsdale, super hot out here. This is perfect. And these have not been used yet. So of course, if they're selling, so how to price the item. So if this is selling for, let's see if there's a better picture of it. If this is selling for 400, if this is selling for 400, I think that one was 450. If they're selling for 450 on Amazon, I'm going to price mine around probably 400, maybe 350, regardless to what we have. This that retails for $800. So we're going to make our money back with this pallet, but I'm going to document this. I just got this pallet, so that's why it's not listed yet, but I'm going to document this soon. So that's going to be next week's class. So next week, we're going to have this all listed. Hopefully some items have sold by then. Let's see what this one is. Let me pull this one out so we can get a picture of it. So this one's a different company. This is called Home. This is still an air conditioner, but it looks a little different. So when you get to the pallet warehouse, right, there's going to be all different types of pallets, and you're just going to start putting in the barcode. So this is the barcode right here. So that says 855-601-006421. So we go in and we put that on Google, and then it'll tell you exactly how much it's selling for. Now we're not going to sell it for the same amount that they're selling it for, but yeah, and I only paid $1,000. So I went to, if you're in Phoenix, it's called Southwest Surplus Sales. So you guys can go check them out. They will give you a deal most of the time, he said. So just let them know, like, Ashley J sent you, and then he'll give you a deal. Now here's some of sometimes you might get some items that are not really expensive, but this might help out somebody. So that's the flooring right there. And this one went for, was it $40? $40. And then these blinds also. So on top of having 6 air conditioners plus this $800 product, then let's see. So it's called Southwest Sales and Surplus. So who has any questions about this pallet, any other pallet, about how to find a location, anything like that? So altogether, this probably retails for, let's see, this is how much it retails for. Now, we're not getting retail for it, right? We're probably gonna make probably 2,000, maybe 2,500. It just depends on how it goes. So what determines if you're gonna sell it? The pictures. You don't wanna just take a picture like this of the box. You don't wanna do that. Now, if the item has already been opened and you wanna take it out and take pictures, you can, but I surely don't even recommend that anymore. Now that I've been doing this for a while, I think it's best to just screenshot the picture from Amazon, Walmart, Target, wherever, with the price included, like I just showed you guys. Let me show it again. So just in case anybody who just came in here, we're gonna cross out however much they're selling theirs for, and we're gonna list ours for 70. Now, when you do your listing, I don't want you guys just putting a bike for sale. Like, that's not very strategic. So you will put the Hyper Bicycle 12-inch. you can go and copy and paste from Amazon. There's no rules or regulations. You guys can copy and paste the descriptions, but make sure you just don't put a whole bunch of numbers, you know, make people want to come buy the item. So if this bike was selling for $98, we'll try to sell it for 70. Now you might get 60 bucks for it, who knows? But do you check to see what the items are selling or items are working first before listing? I would if these were used items, but they told me these items are not used. They're just damaged. They got damaged during delivery. So Amazon didn't want to take these because look at the boxes. Oh wait, I stopped the sharing. Hold on. All right, so look at the boxes. So these are not used. They just said that the boxes are messed up. So Amazon didn't want to take these. So if they were opened and used already, I would definitely take it out and see if it worked. Now, since they told me these have not been used yet, I'm not going to do that, right? I'm just going to sell it as is. But as you can see, this has not been open. You know what I mean? Like this has not been open. Now there's, you know, some damaging. Maybe they did open this. I don't know, but I'm just going to sell this as is. So when we look this up, if you guys didn't see, when we looked this up, this one went for, let's see, it was $839, right? So in order to put this on eBay or OfferUp or wherever, we would just screenshot this and that will be our picture. And then we'll have the description. So once I get them listed, probably tonight, and then by the next class, I will let you guys know exactly how it went. Whether it goes good or bad, maybe I don't make my money back. I highly doubt it because it's hot. I don't know what out here. And these are all brand new air conditioners. So I did see another question. Let me see in the chat. What price target do you recommend to take off the original pricing? It really just depends. I always list it higher than what you really want for it. So let's just say those air conditioners are selling for $450 on Amazon, right? I'm gonna list mine probably realistically probably $350, right? But if it was something else like $100 product, I might list mine for like $80. It really just depends on you. I like to go $20 cheaper, sometimes $100 cheaper. It just depends on what else is on my pallet. It depends on how much, you know, if they're in high demand, if people are asking for these for crazy, then I could probably charge, you know, I could probably charge a little bit more, but always ask for higher. So if the item is $100 and you really, really, really want $80 for it, or I'm sorry, if you really want $70 for it, you might list it at, you know, $80. By you listing at $80, they're going to come back and tell you 70 anyway, because they like to lowball you sometimes on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. So always put it higher than what you really want for it, but definitely take into consideration that most of these items, they might be customer returns, they might be damaged. If they're damaged, I'm not selling any damaged items. Like if it was a salvage pallet, so there's different types of categories for pallets. There might be overstock, which means the items are still new, they just made too many of them or they can't keep them. There's customer returns. So customer returns is a huge category in the flipping pallet world. Customer returns means, let's think about the reasons why people return stuff. So you might return something because it's broken. You might return something because I should have never bought that. Like I really need my money back. Another reason why people return items is because they want to just wear them one time or use it one time and return it. And that does happen a lot more often than we think. So another reason why people return items is because maybe you bought something online and you thought it was bigger or smaller than you got it, and it's not what you thought it was, so you return it. And the last reason why people really return items is because they got shipped the wrong item. So sometimes I used to work at Amazon customer service, I used to work at Amazon warehouse, and sometimes you'll order a vacuum and then you'll get like a little mini air conditioner or whatever. They picked the wrong item. I've seen that happen. I've done it before when you go to scan an item from the Amazon warehouse and you scan the wrong item, or you might even scan the right item but pick up the wrong item and put it in the tote and they send it off to packet. So now this customer has the wrong item. So that happens a lot of times too. So just because you're buying customer returns does not mean it's damaged, but don't get discouraged if you do get 1 or 2 damaged items in your pallet, because you can still profit. Now, if you buy a pallet and it said damage on there and you still bought it, or if it says salvage and you still bought it because you were in a rush to get a pallet, you cannot get mad at me, or you cannot get mad at the pallet owners, because you didn't read the category. So reading the category is number one. If you if you order something from a customer return pallet, there is a chance that some of the items may be broken. But we just talked about 5 different other reasons why people will return items. If you ever return something from a store, you know that it's not just because the item is damaged, especially if you ordered online. You know that, sometimes they send you the wrong item. Sometimes they send you the item and it was supposed to be bigger, or it's bigger than what you thought, or smaller than what you thought. Maybe you bought a rug from Amazon and you thought it was going to be a certain size and it's smaller, and now it doesn't work. It doesn't look right in your room or whatever. So you turn around and you return it. And that happens a lot. So let me see if there's any other questions. Do you sell locally or through the mail? I personally sell locally. When we did those big computers, we sold them through the mail initially. We made a website actually. So we made a website and we were selling them like that. But when you have big products like these air conditioners, I would never ship them out because it's going to cost too much money. So it depends on how big the item is. Something like that, I'm not paying for shipping. I don't want my customer to pay for shipping. And not only that, it depends on how fragile the item is. If you have computers and they're super fragile, they get broken, then now you look bad, because it looks like, well, I ordered a computer from Ashley and it came broken. So now that looks bad on your reputation. So, and they will flag your account if you're sending out items not as described. So on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, if you're saying the item is brand new and it's not brand new, you know what I mean? You don't want to mess up your reputation. You want to make sure your reputation is good. So, yeah, so make sure that, let's see what other questions you guys have. But if you do want to sell through the mail, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have smaller items, like sometimes you might get phone cases or anything that does not sell, even I don't know about shoes. Sometimes shoes will work, but sometimes not, just because you would have to deal with if somebody's got their shoes stolen or whatever. But any item that is not, you can't break it, it's not easily broken, or it's not super heavy, you can definitely swipe that option over for OfferUp, and you guys can go ahead and they'll give you a pre-made label on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. Or if you want to create your own Shopify store, you guys can definitely do that. And then they'll put in their address on your website, and then you'll just print out the label and drop it off at the post office or UPS, whatever carrier that you choose to use. All right, what other questions you guys have? Would you say it's better to sell and meet up than to ship out products? It literally depends on what you have. So if I have, like I said, these air conditioners, I'm not shipping them out. But if I had like phone case, or if I have phones or phone cases, I'll easily ship that out. I don't have to deal with anybody in person. There's going to be risk in both situations. So what are the risks of shipping out items? One, the items can be broken, they can be stolen. People lie about getting their items and not really receiving them, things like that. So, and in PayPal, if the person does not get that item, then they're going to be on the customer side. So those are going to be the downfalls of shipping out items. Now, there's going to be downfalls of meeting up with people. One, it's a security issue. You know what I mean? That's why I say don't meet at your house. You just don't want weirdos at your house. Depending on where you live, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's okay, but I would stay away from that. What else? Sometimes when people, especially like, think about it like this. If you have somebody meet at your house and they get the product and they don't like the product, they can start harassing you, knocking at your door about an item. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't want that to happen. So there's going to be pros and cons of both, of shipping and, meeting up. what do you do if you get stuck with a product? So if you get stuck with a product, you can always take the item off, relist it. Like I said, so now you guys know how to list the item. We're not taking you, unless you're a good photographer, 9 times out of 10 people are not good photographers, right? That's the number one problem. Think about it like this. When you order something, somebody's phone's not on mute, but when you order something online and you can't physically touch it, right? Let me move this. Okay, so when you order something online, you guys cannot physically touch it. So if you can't physically touch it, how are they selling it? They're selling it to you through pictures. So you want to make sure that your pictures are really good. 9 times out of 10 people do not take good pictures. So in order to not deal with bad pictures, you just screenshot the picture off Amazon, screenshot the picture of Walmart, include the price. Once you include the price, then they know that they're getting a deal, right? And then you don't have to come up with your own descriptions. Now you can, if Walmart just saying this is a XYZ 500 vacuum cleaner, and you're like, okay, well, what is that? You want to put your own little twist on it, but make sure your pictures are good. If your pictures are good, make sure your pricing is good. Maybe you need to go down $5. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to have a little wiggle room in that pricing. If not, try all. Some people are like, oh, some guy hit me up today and said that he tried Facebook Marketplace. And I'm like, okay, well, what about OfferUp? And he was like, well, it's furniture, so I don't know. If you don't, listen, try it on all website or all platforms, because you don't know. So you try on the free website or the platforms first. So you're going to try OfferUp, you're going to try Facebook Marketplace, you might try to get your own website, you might try Instagram, things like that. And then if those don't work, then obviously you can always try eBay. You can try Amazon too, but most of these items come from Amazon, so I wouldn't necessarily do that. If the item comes from Amazon, then I really wouldn't do that. But I mean, some people have done it and it's worked. So the thing about pallets is there's no right way to do this. It can work in so many different ways. You know what I mean? So I'm going to list these and I'm going to show you guys on our next class how I listed it and everything like that. I wanted to have that done by today, but I just got the pallet today, so that's not possible. But yes, so then my next step, once you get your product, I brought it home to my house. The U-Haul is still over there. I have to take the U-Haul back. But once I get this to my house, then my next step is going to put it on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. Those are my main two, OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace. I can also sell my social media, but I would only sell to people who are in Phoenix because I'm not going to ship out these big items. So it's really up to you. Let me see if there's any other questions. And then if all else fails, like the guy I showed you guys today, let me pull him back up. So the guy I showed you today, he told me that he had a few products from his pallets that did not sell yet, but he didn't wait to go get another pallet. I think that's another thing that we have to stop doing. If you still have 3 more items on your pallet, you guys can definitely still just go get another pallet. There's no point of waiting on those 3 items to sell. You get what I'm saying? So that's why this is a side hustle and you should be reinvesting your money back into this. And eventually you can go put this money into something else. So this is going to be our income. Part of the Well Squad is buy or get money or get income by, what am I trying to say? Get money by income, right? So we're going to get our money from our job or whatever we're doing, and we're going to go buy us some income. So these pallets are going to be our income. It's going to make us more money. So let me see what other questions you guys have. We have about 10 more minutes. I do apologize about the beginning, it not being muted, things like that, but let's see what other questions you guys have. Do you have a seller's license? If so, what are the benefits? So I do have a seller's license, but it's not for this. My seller's license that I have is for my hair care line. But you guys can go get a seller's license. So if you guys go on llcuniversity.com, that's how you guys can turn this into an actual business. And I have people who've done that before. Some people are getting pallets now and they're putting them into their storage units and they're selling them out their storage units. Or they'll go get, or they'll start an online store, or they'll start a brick and mortar. They'll start an actual physical location. So if you guys go on llcuniversity.com, then you guys can click on there and you guys can get your LLC, your taxes, Usually with the seller's license, it's at the county building, yeah, but you guys can find it on llcuniversity.com. Click whatever state that you're in. They're going to talk about taxes, business licenses, seller's license, and things like that. With OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, they don't require you to have one. At the Pallet locations that I've been to, they don't require you to have one. You can always get one, especially if you're going to turn this into a business. You would definitely want to be 100% legit. But if you're just starting off, I wouldn't recommend getting an LLC unless you needed a business. The only way I would get an LLC before I started doing this is if I was going to get a business loan or something like that. But honestly, I would say start flipping pallets first. You want to see if this is something that you're into. You don't want to go create a whole business for something that you don't know if this might not even be for you. Let me tell you right now, I was in this hot heat today, sweating. We had to go to the pallet warehouse. We tried to put the items in my trunk. My car did not fit. We have to go rent a U-Haul, and it's probably 110 degrees out here right now. So this might not be for you. It's not going to be for everybody. You get what I'm saying? So I want you guys to test this out, be consistent with it, and then decide if you want to go ahead and take this to create an LLC and doing the whole nine. But some places do require you to get a seller's license. It's not hard. Just if you don't want to go on llcuniversity.com, just Google seller's license in whatever state or city that you live in. The benefits of a seller's license, then you won't, if you have a seller's license, then you won't have to pay the sales tax. So when I first started getting pallets, I used to get charged the sales tax because I didn't bring my seller's license with me. So I'll get charged the sales tax. So the pallet was $4.50 and I end up paying $4.90 because I didn't have my seller's license with me. So let's see what other questions you guys have. Okay, I just went over that seller's license. So try to go on llcuniversity.com, click whatever state that you're in, and it's going to show you about LLCs, seller's license, business license, taxes, everything like that. So any other questions? We have about 8 more minutes. If you guys are looking to get into pallets, go on govdeals.com. If you search liquidation warehouse near me, go on Facebook Marketplace and search that. Call a few of those places. Hey, I'm looking to purchase a pallet. Do not make a deposit. Do not do any of that. You go down there and see if they really have pallets for sale, and you see if they're legit. I've been having people, if you follow me on social media, I've been having people create fake warehouses targeting everybody that follows me and having them send deposits, $700 deposits. And people have been getting scammed because they know that everybody who follows me on Instagram is looking for a pallet. And it sucks, because I've been trying to help a lot of people get started with flipping pallets, and it sucks that it comes to people creating fake warehouses and scamming people and things like that. But we got to push forward. So just use some sense, some common sense. If it doesn't look right, if they're saying $500 for, 500, I think it was a picture of like 20 PS5s and they had it for $500. That just doesn't even sound legit. So sometimes if stuff doesn't sound legit, if it doesn't look right, then don't fall for it. What products do you feel sells the best? I bought air compressors and not getting a lot of views on my listing. So on your listing, did you take your own picture? Or did you use a picture off Amazon? Or I'm going to make a video. I need to make a video on selling on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, but make sure that your picture look good. Make sure that you might have to lower your prices. And it really depends. Like, I feel like air conditioners where I live would work good. But some people do good in furniture. Some people are killing it in furniture. Some people do shoe pallets and they're killing it. And if you're looking for shoe pallets, you guys can go on govdeals.com, trading.com, or find your local auction. So I had a guy that was going to auctions in Atlanta, and he was going to police auctions. And think about police auctions. They're confiscating stuff from people who, maybe they got pulled over for having drugs or whatever, and they're not going to get the items back or anything like that. You guys can go on wherever state that you live, see if they have public auctions, and you guys can find cars like that. You can find clothes like that, shoes like that. Man, it really just varies. I went to half off wholesale. So in Atlanta, there's another one called War on Retail. A lot of people have been going there and they like that one. They said it's right outside of Atlanta. It's called War on Retail. Yeah, you might have to relist it, lower your price, take pictures, and sometimes try to do, I know people are not open to this, but a lot of people try not offer up, I'm sorry, your social media, or you guys can start your own Shopify store. All right, so somebody says, this is completely new to me. Where do I get started to learn more? So I gave a few classes. So go to the university, the Wealth Squad University, and watch my videos because I talk about where to start. So it's basically, we're Googling liquidation warehouses. So what liquidation warehouses are, the retailers are getting rid of their items. They're selling them to the wholesalers, and the wholesalers then sell them to us. We are the resellers, right? So Walmart, Macy's, Target, Amazon, all the big stores, they have to get rid of their items in order to get new items, right? So they sell off their items for a low price, and then the wholesalers sell them to us. So places like Via Trading, War on Retail, Pallet Kings, they're all wholesalers. They're selling them to us. We take the pallets to our house, like I have here. We take the pallets to our house and we turn around. Here's my pallet. If you guys just walked in, it's not on a pallet anymore. You guys can take you don't have to take the pallet home. That's another question that I get. You guys don't have to take the pallet home. We left the pallet there, and then we just take the products and we bring them home with us. And then we're going to sell them on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, social media, start a Shopify store, sell them to your friends and family. It literally does not matter where you guys sell the items to. You guys can do this however you guys please. All right, so we have 3 more minutes. Any other questions? Like I said, I do apologize about earlier, the mute not being on. But towards the end, we got into it's interesting for me because I want to see how much I can really sell these items for, because there are high ticket items on Amazon, and I want to see if I can sell them and if I can make a profit. I did spend $1,000. The pallet was originally for $1,300, but they gave me a deal because I've been referring people to go to them. And yeah, so there's so many warehouses popping up. A lot of times people find them on Facebook Marketplace. So the keywords are going to be liquidation warehouses, pallet warehouses, liquidation for sale. You guys look for cases. If you don't have a lot of money to get pallets or a lot of money to get truckloads, you guys can definitely look online for mystery boxes. So you guys can buy Amazon mystery boxes also. I think 2 more questions popped up. Let's see. Go ahead and ask your question if you guys want to take yourself off mute, or if you guys can ask.
Do you ever get items you can't sell?
Yeah, I dealt with a few items I can't sell. I just leave them in my garage and then move on to the next pallet. It hasn't been anything over, like from a pallet, it hasn't been over like 3 items I can't sell, but I'll just leave them in my garage and then, give them away for free or whatever. And I'll just go get my next pallet. To me, it's not worth stressing about. It does suck, but usually it's like little small items that may be broken or something like that. Cases around $250. Yeah, so cases can start. I bought a case of UGG boots that retailed for, I want to say $600 to $700, and I bought it for $250. So cases, some warehouses do have cases. Cases are boxes of items that you guys can buy if you don't have the money to get started in pallets. When I very first started pallets, I think I spent $490 on my very first pallet. I spent anywhere between I think the most I spent on a pallet was probably $1,200. But it varies, man. So the one that I bought today was $1,000. So it varies. And then you guys can get into truckloads. When you get into truckloads, you start spending $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 on items. Let's see. We did find some mystery boxes for $50 today. And that was, if you're in Phoenix, that's at Southwest Surplus Sales. So if you guys have any other questions, you guys can always follow me on Instagram. It's AshleyJ93, or message me on the Wealth Squad. I gave like 4 or 5 different classes their PowerPoints. If you guys need a list of the locations and things like that. But like I said, doing your own research, searching for liquidation warehouses. You guys can watch YouTubes on this. People have been doing this for years and years and years. And yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, just send me a message on here, or you guys can follow me on Instagram and ask me there. It really doesn't matter. How do you find mystery boxes? Is it also on the videos in the university? So I have a guy named Chris in the group chat. Go to the Pallet group chat and I'm gonna add his name and I'll let you guys know. He sells mystery boxes. So go to the Pallet group chat and I'm gonna write his name and I'll let you guys know, because I forget his website, but he sells mystery boxes. And the cool thing about mystery boxes is you guys can live anywhere because he can just ship them to you because they're not heavy. So he can just ship the product to you. All right, guys, so that's the end of our class today. Next time we talk about pallets, we'll be going over listing these items. I'm going to list them tonight, and I'll let you guys know how this goes and how much money I've made so far. So the next pallet class is going to be in 2 weeks. If you guys have questions or if you start getting pallets, we're going to start sharing people's wins in the pallet chat because we want people to see other people getting pallets and doing that. So like I said, follow me on Instagram at AshleyJ93. Send me a message on here. It really doesn't matter. Send it in the group chat. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Bye.